What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to, what are we doing here tonight? Oh, that's right. We're going Beyond the Bell. What's happening? I hope everybody's doing well. I see you in chat. Throwdown with Matt is a Friday night here in Florida. I hope everybody's had a tremendous week. It has been a very giving one for the channel this week. We've got a lot of really, really big news happening, a lot of fun things going down. Would not be remiss if I did not at least tell you off the top, guys. Remember, November 22nd, we are definitely doing our first live event. CCP Podcasting presents Chapter 1 Genesis, Orlando, Florida. Tickets are on sale now. We have announced. Throwdown with Matt's in chat. I'm glad to see you, buddy. He is an official sponsor of Matthew Ennis, and Matthew Ennis will be taking on the Hawaiian Warrior Keikoa in the main event of our first inaugural Chapter 1. It's going to be a party in Orlando. We hope to see each and every one of you there. Do not fret. We will be filming. We will be taping. We will be putting it out there so you can see it if you can't be there live. Shout out UK Paul. I see you in chat as well. Tonight, got a show that I'm stoked to have because I've literally been watching this guy for probably the last 2 years, for sure, almost on a monthly basis, up north through Limitless Wrestling. And his work there, alongside Aiden Agro, has just been tremendous. It has been something, as far as heels are concerned, character work, like you want to punch them in the face, which means that they're doing their job. He is currently, right now, Wrestling Open's Garden State champion. And when this one came together, I did a happy dance like I've never done before because I'm very excited. I'm stoked to sit down with our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Bell Live, the one and the only Mr. J-Heru. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Big Flex rule with the Big Flex shoes. I just got to correct you on one thing. You said Wrestling Open. It's WrestlePro.
WrestlePro.
Yeah.
My apologies.
Yeah, it's just a lot of wrestles. It's a lot of wrestles, so I get it.
That's my fault, man. WrestlePro Garden State champion.
And hey,
go ahead.
If y'all follow WrestlePro, I just gotta promote this thing right quick.
Yeah.
The show that I had last Friday with them, they're currently live on YouTube, so you can watch me here, you can watch me there. So y'all are getting the best of both worlds with Big Flex J-Heru.
Hey, I appreciate Big Flex covering me on that botch to start things off, man. I do apologize for that, brother. It's gonna be It's gonna be a fun conversation for me to have with you because I said at the top of the show, man, I am really, and again before we came on the air, I love the work that you've done up in Limitless that I've been able to follow over the last couple of years. I think that you and Aiden as a pair are just two guys that you just want to punch in the face, which means that they're doing their job and they're doing it correctly. I cannot wait to dive into a lot of that as we get into our conversation, but I kind of like to start these off at the top. And for me, it's where does professional wrestling fall in line with you, and where do you intersect with it?
For me, I'm a guy that likes to get fly. I like to dress good. Y'all see my attire when I go out to Limitless shows, or even if you see me at Northeast Wrestling, WrestlePro, American X Wrestling in PA, even now, what I got on now with the jewelry and everything. I like to bring a bit of fashion and swagger, that demeanor, that's where it falls in line with me. That's how I view it.
When did you fall in love with it? When you got into your fandom, what drew you in?
I fell in love actually a couple of months to being born. My father told me he was just flipping through channels and wrestling happened to pop on, and he popped out the room for a second, and then he comes back, he flips it. I caught the biggest baby tantrum, and I started throwing things, and then when he turned back to wrestling, I calmed down. So that's where he knew I fell in love, and ever since then I fell in love. And then what made me want to be a professional wrestler is The Rock versus Triple H. The Rock's my favorite wrestler of all time, as well as Triple H. That feud alone inspired me to just be a wrestler. I've watched their ladder match from SummerSlam, and my favorite match of all time, their Iron Man match, which doesn't get a lot of love, and I'm disappointed. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be the one to talk about it a lot until like it gets the recognition it deserves. Like the Rock and Triple H Iron Man match inspired me to just be a wrestler. It's just so good. Like storytelling, the feud years prior, it up until that, like that has to get a lot of Sean.
Well, I can appreciate that because I remember that. I remember that match, and the downside, as in my family, I think that was mid or late '90s, or was that into early 2000s? I can't.
It was Dead Smack in 2000, May 21st, 2000.
Okay.
I know because like I watch it. I watch it
Oh,
from time to time.
that's your tape. That's your tape study, brother. You just gave it away. We all know now. The secret's out. Big
Yeah,
Flex is tape study in the Iron Man match of The Rock and Triple H. Which is not a bad one to tape
yeah.
study.
Like I had the tape as a kid, and like I would like fast forward it to like that specific match, and then like becoming a wrestler, understanding wrestling. I went back to that match, and like yeah, I just got the best of both worlds from a fan point of view and a wrestler point of view.
When you decide that you want to take that step and get into things, like that's different for everybody. It looks different for everybody. It was certainly different for me in '99. When you honed in and said this is something that you want to do, and you start looking into training facilities, what's that process look like for you?
So I always wanted to be one. Then I graduated. I didn't plan to go to college. Then I went for a little bit until like I found something. Then I dropped out. So
Same.
when I found when I found the Russell, it happens, man. Like there's a great saying, like if you're gonna be good at something, you have to give your all into it. You can't just be a jack of all trades, you know. When I found when I was looking through the internet, I found WrestlePro, and then I just started training there. They're in Rahway, New Jersey, and I found them. I just delved into the school, dropped out, just put all my marbles and chips into them, and just kept like grinding and hustling and growing.
I mean, I can appreciate that 100%. Real quick, guys, before we go any deeper, if you have any questions and you're in chat, we see everybody. I see you, UK Paul. I see you, Harry's wife. I see you, Third Emma. Feel free to drop your questions in chat. I'll get them worked in. I promise. I meant to do that at the top of the show. When you decide that this is again, you're doing this. Everyone has some strengths and weaknesses when they get into the ring. For me, my eyes opened really big the first time we ran the ropes. And I went home with welts on my back. What were some of your strengths, and what were some of your difficulties that you had to overcome?
Uh, I don't really focus on that, but hmm. All right. So starting out, and I'm sure you've dealt with this. Starting out, like I guess the difficulties I've dealt with was like being given a personality rather than just being my organic self. So in the beginning, I've done a Prince gimmick and like from Africa, like almost like coming to America, like or like a Prince Nana, like and
Mm-hmm.
like it was difficult. It was difficult for me because I have like no relation to Africa, but like I get what they were doing. So with this gimmick, like although they're saying be them, but like also add myself to it. So within that gimmick, I was able to find a way to like incorporate the real life me and then like transition into calling myself J-Heru within doing the Prince gimmick. I've only done it for like I want to say like a, a year, yeah. Because then COVID happened and then like things slowed down. I was able to like get more in touch with myself and incorporate it into wrestling. So I guess that right there is a difficulty for me. It was the personality in the beginning, like being myself and like trying to like do what like they want me to do to like succeed. So that was my difficulties. And then I aced it.
I understand where you're going with that. I think that is a strong point to make. My first gimmick was not one that I picked out, and it was definitely horrendous, to say the very least. It was a very similar situation. I think I ran it for like a year or so, but then I realized, and it hit me really early, was like people can see through fake. This is not who I am. This is not
Yeah,
any. I'm not this guy. So like I had to pivot and I had to transition into, and then I made what I was at the time was it was just kind of was me. I was young. I think I was 17 when I got in. Didn't even know who I was
Oh,
really. Right? Like,
yeah,
yeah, I was a
you're a young
baby.
teenager.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't even know like you're not grown into your manhood yet
at
at
all.
age 17.
At all.
Yeah,
But I understand, and it's something that it could be kind of unfortunate too because people may saddle themselves with that and not ever really tap into what they could be in professional wrestling
yeah,
specifically.
yeah. And like for me, God rest his soul, Jimmy Rave, like whoever was like doing open rings, I just jumped to them during COVID time. So God rest his soul, Jimmy Rave, like saw that it wasn't me, and I knew it wasn't me, but like it was also challenging too because it's like, all right, Prince isn't me, but this is what I'm kind of known for. Like, how do I pivot? So from there, I just kind of started like throwing things and throwing things, sprinkling things, and then like, at some point I changed the name from Prince to J-Heru, and then like, you know, slowly by slowly, I kept the dashiki for a while, and then I didn't for fashion wise, and then like, I just continued to grow from there.
Well, it seems like with you, like evolving is a thing, like evolving who you are and evolving constantly, making those changes. When you settled into and you finally get comfortable with who J-Heru is and what we see on TV, regardless of what fed, when that moment clicks, when do you realize that all right, now I'm exactly what I want to be, and I'm presented and I'm presenting myself exactly how I want to present myself. When does that moment click for you?
It clicks when you see yourself getting huge opportunities, like you're consistently booked on shows and they're putting you in like high profile positions on the card, like main events, title matches, storylines, or like just fans like coming up to you going like or like doing a hand gesture to
Mhm.
me. Those are like moments when like it clicks for me because like now I know I have something genuine. They can feel it, they can relate to it. It's authentic.
Well, you again, you just touched on it. Like you've had a nice little run leading up to 2025, but I think 2025 has been a pretty standout year for you. Uh,
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about opportunities and something that we talked about before we came on the air, and I don't have a problem in saying it on the air. I feel like you and with Limitless and several other places, like people need to invest in you because they're if they give you the opportunity, regardless if it's manager work, regardless if it's on a microphone or in ring, if they just give you a chance, like you will knock it out of the park. And I think 2025, you are silencing some critics in such a good way because the talent has always been there, the ability has always been there, and now you find yourself in a position with several different companies where shout out to you because you're, in my opinion,
Thank you.
finally getting the recognition that you deserve for what you've done in the industry thus far within your career. And I think that it's tremendous to see. And I want to talk about some of that. Let's start with we'll start with Limitless. We'll cover kind of like Fed by Fed, right? Like you and Aiden Agro as a pair, uh, money, dollar signs. And over the last
Thank
12 months, you guys have really worked your way into, you had a really good program. It was almost like a War Games match that was just a couple of months ago, if I'm not mistaken. Uh,
One of my biggest matches so far in my career this year and overall.
let's talk about that, and let's talk about it getting you there and what that meant to you, and what does that look like when you're now being presented with this huge opportunity. And again, like I get it, and I get excited to talk about it, especially to hear it from your perspective because it happened to you. This is was one of your moments to stand up plant your flag and say, I am definitely somebody that you can rely on and invest in. What's that look like when you're approached with this opportunity? How do you feel about it? And then let's get to the match itself.
Word. I'm just making a side note. For those out there watching the promoters, I'm not a manager. I'm just with aggro. But no offense taken though. But let's talk about the war games. So leading up to that, um, let's see, where do I start? I'll start from like when I got on the Limitless show. Like I've been going to the shows, but like then I finally got on the show. You know, paying your dues, showing up, helping out, doing whatever's asked. So I'll start with when I got on the roster. Getting on the roster. Um, Years prior to that, like I guess like I didn't have the best reputation. Not that I was a huge problem. I guess people just thought my ego was too big and like I will always go into business for myself. I don't know like how that agenda came across because like what everybody's seeing now, I've kind of been that way. So like for anybody that has a problem with me, it's like it's kind of on you, not me. So then when I got to Limitless, I don't think a lot of people expected me to be on for this long, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I got on there and like my mindset going into Limitless was okay, whatever I'm given, I'm just gonna knock out the park because I can't afford to fail. Like I already have like what do you call it, a red flag on me from a different promotion in New England. So me being a Limitless, my back's against the wall, which I'm good with pressure. That's no problem. So then I get on Limitless, and then after a while, like a lot of people, which I'll get back to my comment, what I said before I started. A lot of people thought I was transitioning to a manager, and it's like, now I'm taking offense because it's like I'm like doing what I can do here, but I'm also working in the ring outside with WrestlePro and AXW. But I get it. Limitless has a lot of eyes, but so does the other companies. So after a while, like people just thought I was gonna be that. But then like, and here's what leads to the war games. With the spots that I'm given, I'm like taking a lot of like crazy spots, like tables, skewers to the head, and I'm willingly taking it. Like I'm like being a mark for these spots because it's like I understand the role that I have. I'm a heel, so a heel is gonna have to get his ass kicked at some point, And what I'm doing, like you said, you just want to punch J-Heru and aggro in the face,
Yeah.
and I'm costing people matches and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, um, with the spots I'm given, I don't think a manager will like take those kind of spots. So what really makes me a manager? So leading to war games, and I've been told this, so I can say this on air. I've been told like, um, originally I wasn't gonna be the fourth guy. People just thought I was gonna be a manager and everything. But then like they saw what I was doing, the reactions I was getting, and everything, and it's like, wait a minute, we might have something with J-Heru. Like, so then slowly, like, I started getting those match opportunities at a Limitless brand. I started getting mic work at a Limitless brand, slowly by slowly, and I was knocking it out the park. So then they realized I can be the fourth guy for War Games. They gave me that shot. They put me in there, and I knocked that out of the park, with the spots given me. That's just my mindset going into Limitless. And for that case, any promotion I'm at, like, my back being against the wall walking into 2024, I just wanted to knock everything I got out of the park because, everything that was placed against me, I had to, like, overcome that and, like, like you said earlier, silence the critics, show that I can be reliable. You can't put me in high profile positions for me to like succeed, so and being in the war games, I'm very grateful for it. This is me talking from the heart. Like I know I'm usually like an arrogant douchebag, but like I do have a heart. So um being in that, I was humbled. I was very grateful for it, even with the spots that I was given. Like, and that was like the biggest match of my career. And like this year, like that and LSG, which I'm sure we'll talk about later, getting the title. But
Mm-hmm.
War Games, that like I feel like that like changed the pace for me, changed the tone for how people view me, at least from my view, being in that match.
Well, it was incredible. I mean, that place was rocking, and
Yeah, yeah. The 7 other parties, rather 8. Yeah, because we had Bach as a manager.
yeah, yeah,
So the 8 other parties who were involved, like we all like collaboratively, really
crushed the shit out of
aced it
that.
that night.
Is what you all did.
Yes,
You all crushed the shit
yes.
out of that. Let's call it what it is.
I did.
I will be the
Yeah.
guy to say it. I don't have a problem with it because, and if anybody wants to dispute that, I strongly encourage you to go to Limitless Wrestling's YouTube page, pull the show up, watch the match, and then come and talk to me about it. Talk to me about the hard work
Yeah.
that all those guys put into that to make that happen, and it was fantastic. That's what I'm saying. It's like, a lot of the stuff where you're getting the opportunities, like, there can't miss, because you are crushing, you are doing what you need to do to not only deliver what's being asked but also make yourself stand out. And that is crucial and critical, is being able to stand out in a pack. The 8 other cats involved in this entire match, all of them had to do the same thing. They had to figure out a way to stand out and to make an impression, because that's what this shit is. You have to do that, and you have that way. And it's something that was really good to see and was on firm display in that match. I didn't realize how big of an opportunity that was for you from your perspective until I heard it now. And it sounds so real, because it is. Now that you've had that opportunity and you've gotten that little taste of that with Limitless specifically, where do you see yourself going? Like, last I saw, you and Mr. Aiden may be plotting and planning a run towards a championship. I may be wrong. But
Well,
what do you,
jewelry is always in mind.
I mean, because it looks so great on you guys. Like, it's fair. Let's call it what it is. But what do you see? Like, 2025 is winding down. There's only a handful of shows left for the year in general with all these different companies. But with Limitless, what's something that you're looking to accomplish, or what are you looking forward to accomplishing in 2026 there?
Jewelry, my mind right now, and that's for every promotion, but jewelry everywhere. Like me and Agro at the top, or we're really at the top right now. So like, I'm not gonna say too much
Nope.
because I know I'm the kind of guy that speaks it into existence, and it usually happens. So I just say for the people tuning in, just watch the Limitless show tomorrow and the upcoming months. But like you can hear it in my voice, I'm excited. So that just tells y'all like good
Oh,
things are going to be happening.
yeah, we'll definitely be watching that one live and reacting to it. So I do expect some clips. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah.
I can tell you expect some clips and some tags. You mentioned jewelry, and would be remiss. That's a very perfect segue to start talking about the Garden State Championship. I'm gonna tell you something, man. When I saw that come across my feed on Instagram, it's just one of those things where we watch so much wrestling from all over the world, literally hours upon hours a week in front of our audience. But and I say this, and not to gas you up, but when I see announcements come across from people that, we may not watch you every day. We may not get to something that features you every month. But when I see something that has someone attached to it that I have seen, means that you've connected with me in some way. And in your way, I can tell you, it's the incredible character work that I see. And I see that this championship comes your way. I think I saw it at 5:30 in the fucking morning, and I put it out right then and there. I think I tagged you, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's 5:30 in the morning. I probably shouldn't tag the guy at that early." And I'll be
To be
damned.
fair, yeah, I did post it at midnight, so you're fine. I'll wake up and see it. I appreciate those. I like waking up to tags and everything, so that's always appreciated.
Let's talk about getting to the opportunity, right? Because this is a big deal. This is a very big opportunity for you. You just spoke on it earlier, and I don't want to dive deep into it by any means, but having maybe a red flag on you somewhere, but you've had to work through 2024. You had to work through 2025. Now you're getting this chance. Let's talk about the build to the match. Let's talk about the moment, because it ain't real until that final bell tolls. And that moment that the bell rings and it is official and you hear and knew J-Heru. I want to hear about the whole process, man.
So this is a sweet feeling. It's my home. The building that I won in at is where I had my first match, my first main event with WrestlePro in that building. So it was a really sweet feeling. Like, of course, like I've been like kicked out before of the school, but I've been brought back quickly. I won't dive deep into that. But so yeah, like I said earlier, I've worked a lot in 2024, WrestlePro being one of them, the shotgun shows monthly. And I just kept working, kept like getting my character over. Well, not character, me, kept getting me over. And which led to like December 2024. It was me, Max A. Giovanni, I should look out for him, and Yosef L. So I guess us three were really crushing it that year. Well, not I don't guess about me, but like yeah, those two also were crushing it that year, and along with me, and we got put in a promo segment, and that led to January's number one contender match, and I ended up going over LSG. That same night ended up being Sean Donovan for the former silver title, which is now the Garden State. So I got interviewed post show, and I'm like, I felt like LSG was trying to take my moment. I would have went out to CPA, who formerly was the gold champion, but I felt like LSG was trying to take my moment, so I challenged him. So that led to like 8-month feud, you know, from like what was a few, because we had a few matches. Me and LSG had a few matches this year alone. The first match turned into a tag match. You know, it was a draw. And then the actual title match, like that led to I did a finish where I was so desperate I hit him with the brass knucks, but like I didn't hide it good enough, so the ref caught it. I'm like, sucks, you know. So um yeah, so and then the second one, I guess I knocked him out so bad outside that led to a DQ. No, not DQ. Count out. Sorry, count out. It led to a count out. It was no DQ, but got counted out. You know, that was the rules of the match. And then we teamed for like 1 month only because in the segment we were going at each other, but then the team came out and Skylar Mack and Adam Kirkland. I don't know what was on their minds. I'll give them a little bit of shining credit. Maybe y'all should look out for them. I think I've forgiven them. I think I have. I don't know. Maybe I'll be petty. But
sounds
yeah,
like they found themselves on the corner of F around and find out, and they found out.
Yeah, so like and me and LSG's little verbal battle in June, they decided to come out and like interrupt us. I'm like, what? Like y'all a tag team? Like, all right, you know. So we had a little allegiance for that 1 month that led to July, but then like I was planning to fuck over. Sorry.
Oh, you're okay. Say whatever the fuck you want to.
But I was planning to fuck LSG over, then he fucked me over. I'm like, all right, you got that. I'll see you in August, which led to August, the dog collar match, and the feud at that point was so heated. You know, we brawled after our little tag team match, and he challenged me to a dog collar match. It was heated at that point because I just kept going at him, and going at him, and going at him. I was relentless. Like I would not stop. I was making sure nobody else got the title shot. I had to get the title. I knew I had to have that jewelry, you know. So, which up to August in a dog collar match and a little backstage reveal. I was not penciled in to win the title. This was a rib on me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we get to the match itself. I'll expose this. I'm been champion for like a month now, going on 2. So I'll put this out there. Yeah, like I'm gonna win this Sunday. I don't care. Like those 5 other side note, those 5 other guys, they're not taking my jewelry from me. Like I'm gonna hit all of them with a Haruza kiss to the face. I don't care. And that's the big boo. That's what I call it, the Haruza
Mm-hmm.
kiss. But I'm going on 2 months. And what was I saying? Yeah, so I got there. I wasn't penciled to win. And the match happens and everything. And then like I guess I must have choked him out because like I had the dog collar wrapped around his neck, and then I go back and choke him as I'm leaning back. I hear a bell ring, and then I feel him fall. I'm like, wait, what just happened? Like, did I really choke this guy out? Like, I've been in real fights before. I don't think I've like choked people out before, but yeah. So I look behind me. I look at Kevin Matthews, the booker. He was the booker of that show, but the promoter. And then like I look at the ref, and I'm like, all right, this is real. We're here. Like I got the jewelry finally, And then, like I go backstage, and I'm a little embarrassed to say this. I cried a little bit. I cried. I thought I was gonna be in huge trouble for like choking him out, but nope. Everybody just congratulated me, hugged me, and everything. Well, not everybody, but my coach. They're like everybody to me. Danny Moff and Sean
Mm-hmm.
Donovan. Sean Donovan's the booker. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be in trouble, but nope. They hugged me and I cried. I'm like, this is like a surreal moment. Like for years, like I said earlier, with the red flags on me and everything, I just thought like I was gonna be one of those guys that just gets over even more over it than like champions or jewel owners rather, and like never have a title. I thought I was gonna have a like career like Jake Roberts or like Roddy Piper, just getting over and like never winning the big one. So when that was presented to me, I was that was a humbling moment for me. So with that and War Games this year, that was a really sweet moment for me.
Well, devil's advocate here. Do you think maybe they changed the finish and just didn't tell you so that they could get maybe a more authentic reaction? And I asked that because I we're friendly again with a lot of different companies, a lot of different people. I have a lot of conversations a day. And one of the conversations that I had with a coach, we were talking about a finish of a match because to me, the emotion was so genuine. It was a title win, and it was to crown a first women's champion in a Fed. And he told me, he was like, "That's because I didn't tell her. She thought she was losing that match when she walked in. Everyone else knew: referee, opponent, ring announcer, commentators know." But to make sure that they got something special reaction wise, they didn't tell him. Did they? Do you think maybe that was something that they did, or do you think like, okay, man, I accidentally just choked him out, and I, by the way, I was not trying to do that, and it was not intentional by any means.
I think it's a bit of both. I think, well, all right. I think the finish was always in the plan from what it looks like, but I think I did choke him out just a little, and he just knew the finish and just might have just fell out. So
Well,
I think it's in terms of both.
well, what we're gonna say, in camera or in character is J-Heru put someone down after about 8-9 months of a long journey, and walked away with a big precious piece of jewelry. And
Yeah. Uh,
I'm just telling you, dude, like I was genuinely excited about that because I felt like you deserve it. I feel like, just from a guy who watches a lot of wrestling and sees a lot of different people and a lot of different characters, when someone stands out, like regardless, it's really good to see. And since then, you've been on this little run here over the last couple of months. You just noted a minute ago you've got was it Sunday? You've got a big one.
I got Limitless tomorrow. I said that, and then Sunday, WrestlePro has a show, and I'm in a suicidal 6-way, which I will be walking away with the jewelry because no one's ever gonna take this jewel away from me as long as I have it in my possession. So yeah, yeah. But WrestlePro has a show again in Rahway this Sunday. Killer Smoke Show that's to be Killer Cross and Scarlet Baudet.
Yeah, this is going to be a can't miss, man. I know that I am looking forward to it, and with 2025 that has been really good to you, and you're going to end 2025 on such a high note. What are you looking forward to in 2026? Obviously, more jewelry is definitely on the horizons, but in that journey
More
along the way,
jewelry. More jewelry. Bigger opportunities, and just maintaining. Maintaining is the main thing I focus on. Like I know the opportunities will come as long as I maintain what I'm doing now. That's what it was from like 24, building in 24, then maintaining the end of 24. That opened doors for me in 25. So I guess maintaining is the one thing I focus on going into 26, and that'll lead to bigger opportunities, more doors opening.
I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next. I can't wait to see. Every time I see a match announcement with you coming out in it, I've got to share it because I got to get it out there in front of other people who may not be familiar or who may just be being introduced to, because it's incredible. The work is incredible. How you are able to connect. Let's talk a little bit about that because again, there's some people who have it, and there's some people who don't. And something that you've been able to do in front of any audience, regardless of the acronym, is connect with it and connect with it in some form or fashion, whether they love you, whether they hate you. So how when you're walking into a new place, like there's not a whole lot of feeling out process. Like you get out there in front of the crowd and you got to feel it. How do you navigate those situations, and how are you able to connect so well?
So with new places, I treat everything as if it's real life. So if you're meeting a new girl, you just gotta be yourself. If you're walking into a new job, be yourself. A gym, be yourself. A new crowd, like I don't know, you're with this crew, and this crew brings you to a whole new crew that they know, but they don't know you. You just have to be your authentic self. I think everyone's like accepting, and then there are those people who will hate you. Like, when crowds hate me, I understand what I did. Sometimes they could just hate me just because, but like I approach wrestling how I approach life itself, just being my authentic self, and like I know like it'll land with somebody, but at least like when they look at me, they see that everything is a genuine, authentic version of me.
Well, you talk, and I hear, and I'm listening, and I'm enjoying where 2025 is taking you, and 2026 is going to open up bigger doors. I have a couple questions that I like to call like my $1 million questions. And your answers to these questions, I always find really informative, especially with other people that we've had on the show, because it's just a way for me to further pick your brain a little bit. Independent wrestling is on fire, man, everywhere, every continent. And I don't think we're going back anytime soon. And I'm grateful for that, because for guys like me who sit back and truly enjoy what's going on and what we're seeing, I always want to know, first of all, like outside of where you're centrally located, which is you're northwest, right, up in Maine and
Northeast.
northeast. Sorry, why am I
No,
one directional
I'm
challenged?
northeast. I'm northeast, and I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. I do go to Maine a lot. I go to Maine. I go to Pennsylvania, American X Wrestling, and I'm in Jersey City, New Jersey. I go to WrestlePro. Those are my three main companies: Limitless, WrestlePro, and AXW.
Well, with like I said, with World on Fire everywhere, where are some places that you'd want to get your name at? Maybe dip your toe in the water. Where's J-Heru want to go?
Well, as long as you sponsor me, like let's make this happen. Because y'all are I crown y'all like the crown on your head. Y'all are my official sponsors. But let's see. I definitely been wanting to dip my toes in like the South for the longest. Like I would love to do action and like any other. promotion that's hot down the south, any promotion that's hot down the south, I want to go down there. Action pops up in my head. I know there's a few more. I just can't think from the top of my head because I'm like so like around everywhere else. And then like I do want to get a little bit of that West Coast swag, West Coast Pro.
Yeah.
Them and there was another promotion that comes to Atlantic City a lot. I can't remember the name. Unless it is West Coast Pro, I can't remember the name. But like I definitely want to dip my toes in the West. Those two stand out to me, but like honestly, I'm always open to Russell everywhere. Like I want J-Heru's name to ring bells everywhere he goes.
Well, I mean, I think it's not a matter if, it's a matter when. It's just how when opportunities line up and how they're presented and what you can make shake out of them. Because thus far, from what I've seen from this side of the screen, anything any company has put in your hands, you've done really well with, and it just leads me to believe that you're going to continue to do so. One of my other questions that I like to ask guys is, outside of places that you want to work, obviously this is a kind of an everyday question that you'll probably get, but dream matches, man. Who are some people out there on the scene that you want to get in there and maybe lock up with, or if you had the opportunity to?
I'm really more of one of those guys that like like I said with the States, I'm open to everybody. Like I don't have like dream matches. It's weird. To me it is. I know everybody makes the end of the year list or just makes the list like randomly on social media, but like for me, I'm just open to wrestle with anybody. Like I think I mesh well with a lot of styles. My favorite, like this is where I get a little favoritism. I like the high flyers. There's something about the high flyers and the way how I wrestled that like really meshes well. And I'm also like for brawling too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really just open for everybody.
Well, what you found out on the intro, like we are definitely dabbling into live events on the channel with what we have moving forward. This has been 2 years in the making for us.
Speaking of the South too, yes, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yep.
You just announced like November 22nd, so that's a Friday. Like if you want like throw me something, like we just got to make it happen. It's 2 months from now, like if this is a live event, like if you want to throw me some, I'm always open.
Well, we may be able to do some talking here in just a little bit. It's 20 seconds on a Saturday. I was about to make sure, man. Don't make me look at my own fucking calendar. So I was like,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'd probably be leaving that Friday to head to the South that Saturday. Okay. So yeah, like I said, if like y'all need somebody with jewelry, from like the Northeast,
Well,
you ain't got to look too far. Like I'm not politicking, but I'm saying like if you need me, I will be there.
I got somebody in chat says yes, bring him on the show. So, I mean, it's definitely something that I would love to talk about for sure. When we get off this call, we'll make that happen and see what we can do. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of things that we're doing, and truly, like, this is uncharted territory for us. For me, like I was an active wrestler for 6 years. I've never ran a show before. I'm learning as I go, and buddy, let me tell you, I've already learned some fucking lessons. But
you're a barber yourself.
We as our channel, I've managed to get a couple of investors that believe in what I'm trying to do and see where this could go. And it's going to take some time and it's going to take some building. But the beautiful thing about what we've done over the course of the last 2 years is build relationships. I have relationships with people up north, New Jersey specifically. Super Crazy Pro Wrestling is a fed that we covered early on. I'm there's possibility that we can even come closer and get up in that neck of the woods. And we already have some other friends up there that have said that, hey, we would definitely come down. Aaron Rourke's one of them. Evil Gay, love him. It's a tremendous dude. So there's.
I consider him, although we had our differences in the ring, I consider him Kofi. What I mean by that is the gay Kofi. Now, if you remember what Kofi did at WrestleMania, I want Aaron Rourke, despite our differences, to be Kofi for the gays. I'm gonna just
Yep.
leave it at that.
I love it. I'm here for it, man. I'm telling you, I think he's tremendous. He's would said that he would definitely come and do well. No, put words in his mouth. We would circle around when we get there, but of course we're talking, mid next year at this point, before we would even get up that way. But definitely something that we're doing, and we're doing it because of guys like you. We're doing it because of talent that we see stuff in. And if we see it, other people have to see it. They have to acknowledge it. And if they don't acknowledge it, well, I'm going to put it in front of your face until you do. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Not to still Roman Reigns, but acknowledge me.
Yeah, well, not me. You acknowledge you, because you're the one that's entertaining us. Like, that's where this all boils down to, is because it's everybody who laces a pair of fucking boots. Now, the difference between me and other podcasters is I've laced a pair of boots. I know what the struggles are. I know how this is. I know how the business can be to a degree. I've seen a lot, and it was a different business when I was in the industry, and it wasn't as accepting, and it could be a very nasty, vile place, and it still can be. You just have to find the good in it, and you have to eliminate the negativity. You have to eliminate the bullshit and eliminate the nonsense that comes along with it, and enjoy professional wrestling. You guys bring that to us. That's why we started our live events. Literally, just because of that. So we can come near you and say thank you. You've given me time. Let me come and let us do our job now. Because we do have a platform. It may not be 1 million fucking viewers, but it's a lot for a platform just like this. So we do all right. What can we do to help? That's what the mentality should be, people. If you're out there watching and you're a fan, or how can I help? Let's stop tearing things down and let's start building things up. Professional wrestling is just like that. That's what this platform is. We are building up everybody we see, because everybody we see is doing more than what we are doing to provide the entertainment. They're the ones risking their bodies. They're the ones risking their lives. Sorry, I didn't mean to get real and get deep, but it just hits you when it hits you.
I already did that. So we here. But I just need that shirt.
I'm just saying it. It is what it is, and you have to. Not everything you see is going to be clean. Not everything you're going to see is going to be crisp. Instead of pointing out like what we do, instead of pointing out the fucking botch, well, how fast did they correct? Like, we can't acknowledge that we didn't see it, but what we can see is like, all right. So from my perspective, when I made mistakes in the ring, it was never about the mistake. It was about how quick can I get them back? How quick can we get on track? How fast can I make you forget that I just made a mistake? So when we see stuff like that, that's what we're looking at. That's what I train my guys. Don't call the mistake. Talk about how quick they got back into it. Oh, shit, they're right back into it. Within 2 seconds, the crowd's completely forgotten that there was a slip or there was a flub or there was anything egregious. And that is talent. That takes talent from you guys in the ring. Stuff like that is what we look at. You gotta be accepting of the fact that this is not ballet, and it's gonna happen. And for you, we've chatted a lot about just some couple of your standout moments, and the beautiful thing about these conversations is they're meant to scratch the surface, and the hopes that you've had a great time and you want to come back and see us again soon, so we can circle back around and catch up and make sure that we keep you out there and what you're doing, and keep eyes on what you're doing. In a world where shit is wild. Shit is crazy, and it is. Apparently now you have to watch what you say, or they'll get thrown off the air. I don't know what happened to freedom of speech, but this is where we're at. How do you? And it's not really a wrestling related question, but how do you find time when you do get time to relax? What are some things that you like to do? What are the things you just like to just decompress, and it ain't got nothing to do with the ring, ain't got nothing to do with the gym. how do you relax, and what are some things that you are, that you're into that you like to do?
Well, as I'll see, I'm pretty decompressed right now. Like y'all are like in my decompressed time. It's a good thing. Um, open the door. So y'all see that, right?
Yeah, it's a nice
I
skyline
like.
there.
Um, Earlier it had the what do you call it? Sunset.
Yep.
So I like to go for drives. I like to look at the sunset. I like to get haircuts. As I can see, I just dyed my beard right before I
Dude,
got
you
here.
just
So
stole
I
my
like to.
thunder on the last question. I had one teed up for you, but I'm gonna do it anyway after you give me this. I don't mean to step on you. Go ahead. I waited the
um,
entire show just to get to that to throw you
what
off.
stuff?
Huh?
The barber,
The
the
beard.
barber stuff.
Oh, brother, here's what I was gonna
How
do.
can
I was gonna throw it out there like in such a serious tone. Like, man, I got one last question for you. This is probably gonna be the most serious question that I ever ask or that you would have on this entire show. World's wild, world's crazy, shit's going on all around us, blah 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 blah. But how do you keep that beard game so fucking fresh?
yeah, I go to the barber shop every week, and maybe like once a month, I'll like dye it. I'll dye my patches. I don't know if I can see that well. Y'all
Hmm.
see it well tomorrow at Limitless WrestlePro Sunday, and I gotta get this over. Y'all see it well and clear the following Saturday, which is next Saturday at American X Wrestling. Y'all should tune into that. Come there if you're nearby. I'll be swinging chairs with somebody.
Hmm.
But I get haircuts every week. I mean, I'm bald, but like I'm like keeping my patches fresh, my beard fresh, and I dye it every once a month.
And that's the chill. That's the relaxed.
That's the chill.
I got it, man.
That's
I love it.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I cannot be more grateful for the time that you've given me just to sit down and chat, and just get to know a little bit about you and introduce you to our channel officially. Like I did get the opportunity to sponsor you for a show. Like I literally like the Fed. I think the Fed hit. I don't know if the Fed hit me up or
AXW.
I think I've done something with them in the past, and they hit me up again and said, "Hey, would you be? Are you interested in?" And they sent the flyer. When I saw you on the flyer, I mean, there was a lot of people on it, but I focused in right on you because obviously at that point we had lined up the show, and I was like, "Well, shit, he's literally coming on my show in a couple of weeks. Like, let me just go ahead and sponsor him." And is that possible? And he's like, yeah. He sent me the number, and yeah, done, sold. Here, go. Let's do that.
Yeah. If you want to sponsor me for every show, I'm all for it. Like I just want to get a shirt that says CCP and just wear it at this point because y'all want me over.
Well, so funny, like I had some changes that were being made, and I'm not 100% settled on the logo that I've got, and I actually talked to another graphic designer today, they're putting something else together for me so I can centralize and settle on a new logo, and ultimately it was there's no heat, there's no nothing of that nature, but one of the individuals that's no longer on our channel created that logo. It wasn't mine, and before it became you're using my, if it got there, if it would have gotten there, I just walked away from it. But you bring it up, and leads me to literally today purchase the domain for ccppodcasting.com, which will have a store. We will be, because I'm tired of looking for other sources. I'm tired of looking for other avenues. Fuck it. I'm putting my own store up. I'm going to make sure that we have everything available. And oh, by the way, I will definitely put other people's stuff in our store, like you and other people who have come in and done our show, and make sure that you get the profit margin off of that t-shirt sale, and make sure that everything goes back to you guys. Our channel, we're nonprofit. We don't make money, and the money that we do make, we put it back in some form or fashion. Now, we don't make a lot of money, But thankfully, we been blessed by getting and finding a couple of people who invested in me. And now I have an opportunity to where I can really do some things and perhaps make a difference for everyone else, including guys like you, other girls that have come on the show, everybody that has given us time. Time is valuable. So how do we pay that forward? That again, that's where our live events come into play. Again, it may be setting up this website where we have a shit ton of space that we're not going to fucking use. So how can I use that space? I can give that space away. I can say, here is an avenue for you. You don't like pro wrestling tees? Here's what this will look like. I don't want none of your money. I, I want you to be successful. I want you to make as much as you can get, because this is a grind and this shit is real. And unfortunately, not everybody out there is looking at it from a how can I help perspective over a what can I get out of it perspective. I'm a how can I help guy. Thankfully I have a real job in the real world that pays me well to do a job, and I do that 40 hours a week, and I'm able to do this on the backside, and it has now turned into a much more time consuming project. However, this is a project that I think that in the next 2 years will pay me what my real world job is paying me, and that is just by just doing what I'm doing now, which means that everyone else attached is going to be making money too. I think that this is a pretty successful adventure that we're about to take. It's a lot of
And
time and energy, brother. Sorry, another
you're
rant.
doing a tremendous job.
It's just a bigger picture. There's a lot to it. It's hard. It's work. It's a grind, just like
No,
anything else. But
I was saying, my fault. I was saying you're doing a tremendous job at like what you're doing.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had to put you over.
No, I get it. I do. Like, and I appreciate it. It is a lot of work, but it's not, I don't consider it work. I just consider it doing my job. If we're going to watch this stuff anyway, then we need to put the guys that resonate in front of our audience, because our audience constantly grows. And if our audience constantly grows, and I have guys that I'm invested in front of them, they're more likely to follow. They're more likely to buy a t-shirt from you. They're more likely to do all this other stuff that they may not do otherwise. But I say on the storefront, and yes, you'll be getting a t-shirt. Told you I'm going to send you one. Once I get the bulk order out there and get it placed, I'm waiting on this one more logo to look at, because I can't do both. I can only do one. But I've talked to my investors. I was like, you're the second talent. It's like, man, I want a shirt. I want to rock one of your shirts. And I'm like, I don't fucking have one right now. So we're fixing it. It's baby steps.
It's just the love and appreciation y'all have given me. And like I just feel like I have to give it back, especially since y'all are sponsoring me. I feel like I should do like what every other wrestler does when somebody sponsors them, most of them, and that's like wear y'all stuff. So.
Yeah, no, we greatly appreciate it, and that's not why we do it, but I appreciate it nonetheless, because again, like we may not be able to sponsor every match, but we will be able to sponsor what we can sponsor. And what I'm very open. Like this is not a flex, not a big flex, not like J-Heru by any means. But like I think
flex energy is all day.
I think we've done like $3,000 in sponsorships this year, and that's just like between maybe money we've made on the channel, maybe money I've had to put in out of my pocket, maybe some money that team members that I work with have put in out of their pocket. Like, when it's labor of love, it's labor of love. But that's the truth. But I'm very transparent about it. I'm like, man, I can't get you this time, but I can get you next time. Let me pre-plan for it. Or if I know in advance, the further advance I know, the better I'm able to say, maybe not this one, but this one, because I got to do this over here. I need to do this over here too. But there's ways to make things work. The better advance, absolutely. We'll definitely do what we can. And we do that for just about anybody that comes in and gives us time. And it's because it's not just for me and for the channel. It's not just hey, here today, gone tomorrow. I really look for long-term relationships over short-term gains, because short-term doesn't do me any good. Long-term investing in future, well, that does a lot. Speaking of future, now I'm sorry, didn't mean
Speaking in
to.
facts right now. No, you're speaking facts right now. You're preaching. Everything you're saying is true. Like long term is where it's at, and like that's how I always approach my career. Like okay, I may be in this low spot, but like if I do the most with it, it'll lead to something long term as opposed to like walking in hot for a quick second, but then you don't come back. Short term does nobody good.
Nope, absolutely not. I think in 2026 we need to see more jewelry. I think that needs to happen. So promoters, bookers, if you're watching right now,
Uh,
I
uh,
need to make some things happen. DMs are
mhm.
open. If you don't want to reach out directly, reach out to me and
Part
I'll
of my
reach out to him.
DMs.
I'll be like, bro, hit him up.
Yep.
You can hit him up at 5:30 a.m. I did and didn't do it intentionally. And he liked it at
Yeah.
6 a.m. So like it was like what? And then I'm like, why the fuck are you people up this early? Like I'm up this early because I'm old. Like I have that internal alarm. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. I'm up at 5. Like it's
I was taking pics. I had to take pics. When you hit me at 5:30, I think you said the same day I wanted jewelry title. So I won it. Then I posted it. Then I fell asleep for like a few hours. And then like I got up, had to get ready to take my pics. So I was just excited all around. This run I've been on has been nonstop. So yeah, I had to prepare myself for the day.
it's only going to get brighter, man. It truly is. Whatever happens in the past, and it means shit for the present, and it doesn't have nothing to do with your future. I know that we can't wait to see what you have going on, and again, I know that time is very valuable to everybody, and I'm greatly appreciative that you sat down and had a little bit of time for us tonight. Is there anything that you would like to say to our audience before we get ready to close things out? I always like to turn it over to our talent. And the floor is yours.
For everyone out there watching, do not be afraid to flex.
That's it.
All I got.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Do not be afraid to flex. On my side of the equation, guys, I'm going to leave you all with this, just like we do with every episode. The easiest way that you can show your support for professional wrestling, independent wrestling, talent associated with independent wrestling is by sharing, and subscribing where you can. It is cheap. It is free in most cases on social media. Our guest today, Big Flex, Big Flex RU. I always want to say Big Flex Heru. Or J-Heru, like the whole name, but it's not it. That's Big Flex RU. It's been on the screen the whole show. Also,
Big Flex Ro, Big Flex J-Heru, like it's Big J sometimes, it goes hand in hand, so you could say.
And
but
you've also got the link tree. I've got that right there on the screen as well for all things J-Heru, YouTube, social media, matches. Good. There's tabs galore. It is J-Heru Shining Dawn. That's all you have to do. / over on Linktree. You'll get everything you want to go. One click. Boom, boom, boom. You're done. So if you have not done so, you've been on the show, you've been watching the show, shame on you. Go do it now. Hit the follow button. Mr. Heru, it's been an absolute pleasure, sir. For Mr. J-Heru, I am Chris Page. We will see you next time.